The president himself is the one who is the biggest tribalist, Mr. Speaker, because he's appointing people from his own community for every provision. I love the passion and the humor in the majority leader. But, Mr. Speaker, I'm also impressed by the energy that I've seen in this house, the vigor, the passion from morning. I mean, it is a first bill, or rather it's a first motion, where this house has gone up to public participation in the constituencies. Mr. Speaker, I only wish that the energy that we are expending here to send a question to all Kenyans about one individual was being used to fight the issues that are failing us in our education, in our health sector. People here, the cost of living has gone too high. People have no jobs. Mr. Speaker, those are the things that this House should passionately deal with. But, Mr. Speaker, for a whole day, and from, I don't know, even the last week or 2 weeks, to deal with one matter, Mr. Speaker, I think that we are losing direction. And it is important, Mr. Speaker, that we deal with the things that are affecting our people. Because, Mr. Speaker, if you look at the education sector, I talked about it here the other day. We don't even have classes for grade 9 going into JSS. Mr. Speaker, the funding model for university has failed. Mr. Speaker, the insurance sector, NHIF, is having a problem, Mr. Speaker. How then do we spend taxpayers' money and time to come and deal with a matter of one single individual, Mr. Speaker? Now we are told that this person, Mr. Speaker, is a tribalist. But, Mr. Speaker, those comments that he made, yesterday he made it very clear. And I was shocked. I was very shocked, Mr. Speaker, yesterday, to realize that, in fact, Kenya Kwanza was actually a company that is limited by shares, and that people negotiated shares for themselves. The mover of the motion is a member of MCCP. MCCP negotiated shares for Lower Eastern. Mr. Speaker, because we had 2 cabinet secretaries in this government. Now, Mr. Speaker, we only have 1. And I'm telling you, Mr. Speaker, actions speak louder than words. The deputy president may have said that he is a shareholder and there are issues about his community, but if you look at the appointments that are being made in Kenya, then you will realize that the person of the president himself is the one who is the biggest tribalist, Mr. Speaker, because he's appointing people from his own community for every provision. Mr. Speaker, if we have to find a situation where a school has failed, you do not fire the deputy principal. You get rid of the principal. Our problem is not the deputy. It is the...
Welcome back to the Mora TV. Depending on the time which you are watching or the times on which you are, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. So this MP from the Ukambani region has decided to come out very strongly and condemn the president over tribal appointment, and saying that the president is the biggest tribalist and not the deputy president who has been discussed, and he has been in the headlight for the longest, being accused of being tribalist. Remember, Mr. Rigathi Gachagua has been accused of being a tribalist, considering the statements and the remarks which he made about the Mount Kenya region. And from these remarks, you will notice that he has been accused for a lot of things and a lot of wrongdoings for the longest time. And even saying that don't touch the Murima region, because he felt like this is the region which put him into power and he must protect it. But apart from that, Mr. Rigathi Gachagua also faced a lot of accusation in terms of gross violation of the constitution, abuse of office, and insubordination. So he was impeached by the parliament, but his fate is being awaited in the Senate. That is the next coming week. So apart from that, you'll notice that this MP said that the president is the biggest tribalist because there is this trending paper online which is indicating all the heads of the parastatal, and it's clearly that they are appointed from one community in Kenya, and that's indeed kind of tribalic. But there is no measures to tame this, because the Senate must and the parliament must come out with bills and clauses to protect or to stop such kind of appointments. So it's the work of the MPs to ensure that those kind of appointments are not done.
Shares for Lower Eastern. Mr. Speaker, because we had 2 cabinet secretaries in this government. Now, Mr. Speaker, we only have 1. And I'm telling you, Mr. Speaker, actions speak louder than words. The deputy president may have said that he is a shareholder and there are issues about his community, but if you look at the appointments that are being made in Kenya, then you will realize that the person of the president himself is the one who is the biggest tribalist, Mr. Speaker, because he's appointing people from his own community for every position. Mr. Speaker, if we have to find a situation where a school has failed, you do not fire the deputy principal. You get rid of the principal. Our problem is not the deputy, it is the